a playlist original.
Hey, what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. I am so glad you're here. I'm back with Nick to talk about his experience at the Eras Tour. He went to the second night, the Saturday, in Foxboro, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I can never fucking say that word, and him living there has really ruined my life. But if you've been following our journey, Nick and I have been covering Taylor Swift together for the past 3 years. I've linked all of the episodes of all the things we've covered in the episode show notes if you want to check that out. But it was a long time coming. It's been a long time coming for him to get these tickets, and we go over all of that in today's episode. We also reference the Fuck, Marry, Kill that we did on our Midnight's Deep Dive on Patreon. I released that segment in bonus episode 34, so you can check that out if you want to know what we were referring to at the end of the episode. I've got some fun bonus episodes. I think I alluded to this either on the last episode or maybe on Patreon, but I've got some fun bonus content coming out this month and in June. And on Patreon right now, we are doing a little bit of a patron vote about what I should cover next, whether that be Selling Sunset Season 6, the finale and reunion of Summer House, or the VPR Part 1 of the reunion, or the Kardashian Season 3 premiere. So I'm very excited to do that. And then next week I have Troy McKeady on, and we are talking about the relationship between Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. So there's a lot of fun things happening over at RTBP, but because this is a bonus episode, honestly, we should just jump right into it. You don't need all of these housekeeping updates, but this was a really, really fun conversation, and I hope you enjoy. Here's my conversation with Nick. I'm back with a very special guest. Nick is here to talk about his Eras Tour experience. Nick, how are you?
I'm good to be back. It's been so long, Tori, I think, since the last time that we called. I can't even remember the last thing that we talked about.
It was Midnights.
It wasn't. We made plans for me to come back and us to talk about The Circle, and then we made plans for us to talk about The Circle and The Traitors. Yeah. And then January slipped into February, and February slipped into March, and then
like a bottle of wine.
I was gonna say everything slipped away like a bottle of wine, and then we were in Mexico, and then here we are almost at the end of June. Nobody wants to hear us talk about The Circle or The Traitors.
Literally, but The Traitors Australia is coming, so maybe we can talk about that. Okay, but like literally though, I've been thinking about that forever, but 2023 has gone by so quickly. Like, yeah. I've put in like 4 weeks of travel, I think, and maybe more, but I don't know. I just I've been so busy that I have missed so many good opportunities to podcast, but I'm glad you're back. I'm sure you'll be back on another episode soon, but I cannot wait to hear about you going to the Eras Tour.
Oh my God. I am still in awe that the Eras Tour happened for me.
Yeah.
Despite coming onto this podcast and being like, I didn't get tickets.
Yeah, and like literally being like, if you got tickets, like sell them to me and stuff like that. Like fucking feral.
Literally. Yeah, so for those who don't know, if you're new to meeting me, hi. I'm not the problem. It's not me. But I live just north of Boston, so the stadium tour for us is Gillette. So years ago, lifetimes have passed since I had tickets to Loverfest at Gillette, and they were brutally ripped from my hands by fucking COVID. Oops, sorry, Tori's mom.
Okay, just wait. When we drove into Boston that one time, and you pointed out that stadium, was that Gillette? Or was that
no, definitely not. Definitely not. Gillette is south of Boston.
Okay.
It's kind of obnoxiously south of Boston. I definitely would have pointed out Fenway Park, but Gillette is a much
I was going to say Fenway. Then I was like, no, I think that's Chicago.
That's Wrigley.
Whatever.
But
It doesn't.
Gillette
really
is
doesn't
a
matter.
much better stadium for any
Okay.
type of concert. It's actually a phenomenal venue for the concerts that I've been there before. And like the Taylor Swift outdid all of those other concerts.
Duh.
But yeah, so I was like ready to go to the 4 freaking shows in all of America I had tickets to, and then not able to go. And then there's 3
Loverfest was
shows.
only 4 shows.
Yeah, 2 in LA and 2 in Foxboro. And I had box seats to one of them.
Damn. Okay. I was kind of a fake fan of Taylor Swift back then, but
This was pre-Gaylor, so you weren't like really invested.
like actually though, like so sad, but it's true. So yeah, you had Lover tickets. They got ripped from your hand, and then
3 shows
3.
for Eras Tour, and I couldn't get a singular ticket.
Yeah, November 16th happened, which again, best day of my life because one of my best friends had a kid. I won Survivor and got Taylor Swift tickets. Worst day of your life. Like
Yeah, literally. Like I got hit by a bus. I like not a highway robbery because my friend who has Capital One, who was in charge of ticket duty that
fucking
day,
fake friend.
because he works. No, mind you, like he works from home, so he had all the availability in the world to get these tickets when they came online at like 10 a.m. or whatever freaking time they came online.
Yeah.
I was teaching the youth of America and couldn't sideswipe to my computer to like wait in the Ticketmaster queue to get tickets. I had students take the day off from school to sit on that queue and get tickets. So I was like, it's okay. My friend's got the Capital One. He'll come through. We'll get like 6 tickets for this tour. We'll be like, we're so ready to go. You know where he tried to get tickets, Torry?
The urgent care parking lot.
Urgent care parking lot without reliable Wi-Fi. And then he was like thrown like to the fucking like walls in shock over the fact that the Wi-Fi wasn't processing him to get on Ticketmaster. So mind you, everybody knows the story of Ticketmaster's literal like criminal charges at this point. It feels like
literal legal issues. Also, I want to mention that he was probably in urgent care because of the Survivor games.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But yeah, so you didn't get tickets. You were Devo.
Mm-hmm. And I was like hunting the streets, like, anybody want to give me their tickets? Anybody have extra tickets? Like, how do I get tickets? So I was not, look, as desperate as I was not so desperate that I was going to be tagging people in the comments of Instagram and sharing posts. Like, I was not going to stoop that low. I appreciated everybody who stooped to that level for me. The lowest I was willing to stoop was calling radio stations.
I was going to say, but you were on the radio.
Yeah,
station.
which I feel like is particularly desperate because listening to morning talk radio is
a nightmare.
There's a certain type of creature who enjoys that, and I am not them.
Anyone over the age of 60.
like I was like on my way into work, like I would intentionally leave work a little bit later to call into the radio shows to like get the times when those tickets would go on, and then in the afternoon it'd be like, okay, Taylor tickets at 4:55 or some nonsense, and I was like, okay, well, like I'm ready to go. Just caller number 13. No, never.
Never.
So, and then bamboozled by my friend who was supposed to get the tickets for us, who ended up getting 2 tickets to the show for him and his fiance. I was like, whoa, hold up.
Yeah.
I thought I was in on this.
That was actually fucking betrayal. Like, he got to, also, he's definitely going to listen to this. Okay, Johnny.
Yeah, call him up, put him on blast.
Yeah, like literally. So he then got invited to get more tickets, and then
he got a Ticketmaster email that was like, still interested in tickets? Insert your price range here and we'll let you know if we have them.
$1 million.
I heard about the email, and then what I heard was, yeah, we never heard back from Ticketmaster. Like they gave us like fake information, or like they pulled the rug out from under us or some nonsense. So I was living in like this bliss through the holiday season into November, into February, thinking they didn't have tickets. And then I don't remember when I actually found out they had tickets, but I definitely remember hearing from like a third party of the conversation who wasn't Johnny or my friend Allie to expose that they had tickets to the show. And I was like, whoa, I thought you didn't have tickets. And they were like, well, yeah, like the Ticketmaster came through. Like, they're not good seats. They're in like the 300 level. I was like,
this is actually way worse than
I was like, I thought we were all in this together. And I was like, Johnny, give me your fucking ticket.
Yeah, because I want to clarify, Allie's the fan. Johnny's a fan too, but not like you and Allie. Like, you and Allie had tickets to Loverfest.
Yeah, Johnny did too because he got us those tickets, but like we spurred the plan.
Exactly.
I mean, look, I don't blame him because I think it was a show that, like, even if you weren't a fan, you could have enjoyed. And Johnny is like a significant fan,
but not to like I would feel like your level.
But like those should have been my tickets.
Yeah, like clearly, like no, I'm on your side. Like,
so anyway, I was like, wow, okay, so now they have tickets. And me, I've never been to a Taylor Swift concert before in my entire life. This was like my chance. Am I gonna have to wait another like 4 years for her to go on tour again? Like, I'm not getting these tickets. So, I grinded. I was outsourcing. I made it known that I wanted tickets. People like for like weeks have been like, "Hey Nick, what are you doing the weekend of like
this past weekend?" And you're like, I'm going to Taylor Swift.
So it was the first weekend my camp opened. So people were like, Nick, are you going to go up and open camp? And if you know anything about me, like, I am there, like, the day camp. Oh, like, I'm ready to open up. Like, that is my, like, mantra. And I was like, going to the lake is, like, that's my default. Like, if I have nothing else going on, like, I am 100% there, but I'm not going to say yes because I'm holding a hope for these tickets. And I want everybody to know that I'm still looking for Taylor Swift tickets. I was like trying to outsource from my students.
That's so desperate.
There was somebody, there was somebody at work who was like, yeah, we bought tickets for Foxboro and then we bought another set of tickets to the show in Nashville. And I was like, you don't need
that's actually rude. That's actually so
rude. Can we give me some of those?
Yeah, it's like, I will give you an A+ in this class if you give me your Foxboro tickets.
So yes, so desperate times. I had one friend who was like, yeah, my friends bought tickets, so they don't think they're going to go anymore. Let me reach out and I'll ask if you can buy their tickets. Oh, Melody, the podcast, friends of Melody. People know Melody.
Yeah.
So
everyone
Melody
knows
was like,
Mel's like sleeping
hoax.
Yeah, it's a hoax.
So she was like, 2 of my friends aren't going to go anymore. Like, let me see how much the tickets are. Maybe you can get them. And then the tour started back in March and the set list got dropped and TikTok was all over it. And her friends saw the TikToks and were like, oh my God, no, we want to go now. Like, you fake ass. Like,
that's fake fan behavior.
Yeah, so I was down bad in a variety of different ways for these tickets. I had, I'm not gonna say I had given up hope, but like my efforts in searching had fallen off. Okay, like I was like, either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen, and you know who's gonna make this happen? Somebody who's not me. Like, that was my attitude. Like, somebody else is gonna make it work. I don't know how. Some way. So I went to the Saturday show. Just a little hint there. The rainiest rain show to end all rain shows, whatever Taylor Swift said. That's where I was. I was in the monsoon at Gillette.
Seriously.
It was, and Taylor had shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously. Thursday night, I'm at the bar.
Naturally.
Trivia night. And Melody texts me a screenshot of her friend's Instagram. And she's like, oh my God, my friend just put these tickets on sale like 27 minutes ago. It's for Sunday. Like, do you want me to look into it? And I was like, of all the days, like, Sunday's the worst because I have a cousin who's graduating and I should go to the graduation party. And I know that I'm going to have to go to work on Monday and I won't get back until super late. That being said, yes, look into the tickets for me. I need to know how much they are.
Yes.
But because it was just a singular ticket, I was trying to be like, well, Melody, am I going to be able to be with you? Like, what's happening? So I had her reach out, and it literally within 2 minutes of Melody sending me that text, I had another friend text me, be like, hey, do you have Taylor Swift tickets yet? And I was like, no, I'm still ticketless. She then followed up with me and was like, would you be interested in volunteering at the concert? And I was like, like in the parking lot or like in the concert? Because Gillette had like when Taylor Swift sings an anti-hero, like she's lurching towards your favorite city, that was about her in this fucking tour. And I don't care if she says it wasn't, because the sheer amount of news coverage the week leading up to the shows, and I don't know if anybody else in any other city has experienced this as well, was batshit. Like when like there were, like, even my mom's Facebook feed was like taken up with all of these Taylor Swift articles to the point where she was like, I can't even say her name because the algorithm is listening. And she kept referring to she's like, the blonde who's coming to Gillette this week.
Blondie.
Yeah.
Little does she know that's Taylor's nickname. But no, that's true though, because every city is doing like, we planted this tree, we like named this bench, here's the key to the city. Like even all of the stadium like Twitter accounts are like renaming their Twitter. Like it's huge.
The
like,
thing is,
it
Gillette
truly is huge.
Gillette doesn't have to do that because Gillette has had like a monopoly on Taylor Swift, like Swifties, since the original Rain show she had during Fearless, I think. Yeah.
I think Fearless, yeah.
Or whatever show that was, like a decade plus ago.
Like 2013 or whatever, yeah.
So Gillette doesn't really have to do any of that stuff because Taylor Swift already loves them. And if that's not clear, like she literally had two locations for Loverfest. One was LA, and the other one was Foxboro, which is super random.
Yeah, that's actually so random when I think about it.
So all of that is to say, like, the news coverage was insane. Like, I'm sure other people who are listening to this podcast have seen like the video of everybody on that bridge in Philadelphia, just like screaming songs. People in Tampa, like in the parking lot partying, like watching her on the screen.
Like, so, like hundreds of people.
The vibes have been insanity.
Yeah.
And Gillette basically was like, there's no tailgating allowed. You're not allowed into the parking lot if you don't have a ticket. And Gillette has like a plaza connected to it that like is accessible when it's like not Patriots game day or not concerts. Like that people, like I have a friend who works at like one of the gyms in Patriots Place, or is affiliated with the gym in Patriots Place that like they access quite often. But they literally shut everything down for the concert and said, if you don't have tickets, you're not allowed in. So when I heard that there was volunteering, I was like, well, that could at least get me into the parking lot. Like I could party in the parking lot. And she was like, well, I'm trying to like learn more. I just learned about it. And she was despo for tickets too. Like she was actually like hitting me up. Like she was on Instagram, like tagging me and stuff because it was like, if she gets tickets, she'll bring me. And if I get tickets, I'll bring her. Cause the two of us were like down bad for the tickets.
That is like a really good friend because if I was in this fight for my life, I would have been like, just for me, like, like I'm not helping anyone else out.
So, and she was like, well, I think it would be in the show. I'm trying to get information, and she was like, it would be for Saturday, and I was like, that's great, let's go Saturday right now, come on.
Yeah.
So basically what my volunteer role was I was selling French fries. That was my task.
Honestly, I'm gonna beep this out, but or whatever. Like, no free clout for the girlies.
I'll send Torry a picture of me and my, or maybe I'll send a video of me in my little uniform.
Yeah, it's actually like so cute. I already posted it on my Patreon Discord because we have a Taylor channel, and one of our listeners, Meg, was at the show, and same with Maddie, one of my frequent collaborators. So yeah, we've been already talking about your cute uniform, but so like, okay, like were you making fries? Like you were literally like taking the frozen fries, putting them in the oil, like serving them up?
No. So, all right. So basically the day shifted around, we solidify Saturday, and they tell us, they're like, hey, we have 9 volunteers plus the 2 of us who usually do this. This is like 5 to 6 person job. Like there's not a whole lot of space behind the counter. But like basically, like if you're gonna come in and volunteer, like you can leave before the show starts and you can just go watch the show. Like you won't have any seats, but like you can stand. So you can just stand around. And I was like, well, I'm in the show. Like I'm there. Like I would have went if I had to volunteer the entire time and would have just caught parts of the show if I could have been, because I initially didn't know what I was volunteering for, just that I was in the place. And I was like, well, if I'm like going to be making hamburgers or whatever nonsense or selling water bottles, or like if I'm walking around like, get your Fenway Frank here, like whatever I had to do, like I was going to be there.
Okay, but just wait. You know that if I were to do that, I'd be like, I need to go to the bathroom, and then I would just disappear for 3.5 hours.
So our plan was like, well, if we do have to like go there and we're actually forced to work, like we're running. Like what are they gonna do? Like they're gonna find me in the crowd of 70,000 people? I don't think so.
I would like put on like a fake disguise or something like that, like rip off the uniform.
And this is how I want to say, this is how I know she's a real one. So my friend has a boyfriend who's also my friend, and she got like this opportunity to get 2 volunteers, and she kicked him to the side and asked me.
Fucking that should have been Allie. Like I'm
so
just
she
kidding,
was like,
Johnny, by the way.
so she was like, Nick, do you want to come? Like you'll be something. Like she was literally like shaking, like the fact that she was in, like she was not gonna be able to do anything but focus on the show. And she was like, at least Nick can like speak for us. um, but in doing that, she said, I have a friend, and they were also like, well, why don't you bring your boyfriend too? So she got all three of us into the show.
Sick.
So we go to the show. My friends live like 20-ish minutes away from Gillette. So I meet them at their place. The three of us drive in, and we get to park in the volunteer lot. And they basically like shuttled us in with like volunteer buses. So the gates to Gillette open at about 3:30, I think. I think the parking lot's opened at 2:30. I was in Gillette Stadium by like 1:55, 2 p.m. We get
Insane.
there, we check in with ish. Oops.
Yeah.
We
Beep.
check in with the French fries. They're giving us the rundown, and they're like, okay, so like there's 11 of us. We're just gonna run like 5, 6 people at a time. So while 6 of us are in here, the other 5 can take a 15-minute break, and then we'll just cycle in and out. So you can watch some of the opening acts, blah blah. And we're like, okay, what do you need us to do right now? And they're like, oh, we don't have any work for you to do. Like we don't have any of our product yet. Like we have nothing for you to do until 4:30. And it was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you can just walk around the stadium. So I'm like, I have my little blue shirt on. I have my little purple volunteer wristband. I got my hat on. And they just let us walk around the entirety of Gillette Stadium while they're setting up the concert. Like walk down all of the seats, like all the different like little like props they have set up for like exclusive fans to take tickets or take pictures with. I, mind you, didn't have to pay for parking because we parked in volunteer lots.
Yeah.
I did not have a ticket, so I didn't have to pay for tickets. And I'm in the show first, like walking around. The merch booths are set up. So we're like, hey, like once the merch booths are like open at 3:30, can like we just run over there and get merch? And now I wasn't gonna buy any merch for myself, but I was like, I can buy merch for other people.
Like
So
me.
yeah. So and when I say like at least 50% of the volunteers for their show were bullshitting, scamming their way into volunteer land to get free tickets to the show because they didn't get tickets either. So like all of us volunteers wearing these ugly ass blue
Polos.
shirts running to the different merch stations before the actual fans who bought tickets in. And there's like people who are like hardos at taking their job seriously who are like trying to clear volunteers out of line. They're like, you didn't pay for tickets. Some people paid $500 to get in here. They get to get
Shut the
merch
fuck
first.
up.
And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like valid, but like fuck you. No.
But like whatever. Yeah.
So
But no, on the day, if I see a volunteer in the line, I'll be like, guys, this is a volunteer. Take them out. Like, they didn't
look
pay.
At Torry starting class warfare at the Taylor Swift shows. But literally, that's what it felt like. I was like, well, I'm here for the movement of us poor people who didn't get
Yeah,
their
literally. That is so
But
fucking funny.
they like are like kicking the volunteers out of line. But my friend put her purple bracelet on super loose, so she slid her purple bracelet off. She took off her blue polo underneath. We were told not to look like Taylor Swift fans. She under her shirt wore the standard like white, like not a lot going on at the moment shirt. She had red glasses. She had all of these Taylor Swift friendship bracelets that she was hiding in her pocket. And when I say she took off that blue polo and threw it to the side and took her purple wristband off, she went and grabbed all of her friendship bracelets. She had these red heart glasses that she put on, and she was like, I'm going to go over to the merch line. Nobody called her out because she looked like a fan who paid to get in. She wiped up the merch for us, like the blue cruise.
Blue crew neck.
That I didn't realize until you told me, Tori, that was like the hot ticket item. Like I was nervous about telling the story at work today because I was like, people are gonna think this is bullshit. That I got the merch.
You
like
can't tell people because you're gonna get mugged. Seriously.
I'm like nervous coming on this podcast because like, you know, this is the petty zone and these are the people who have the right.
Yeah, an RTPP listener like meets you on the street of Boston, comes to your school or something for the blue crew neck. No, but like actually though, I don't know if you've Googled it, but if you just Google like Taylor Swift era's blue crew neck, and like if you just look on TikTok of like Taylor Swift era's merch, it's just all about the fucking blue crew neck.
Yeah, and like that's what I heard, that like people weren't able to buy them because like the large was sold out or their size was sold out, and that you had to like they just didn't have them in people's sizes because they went out so quick. And when I say like we probably bought our merch at like just after 3:30, like between 3:30 and 3:40. Got all of the merch. By 4:10, the merch line was at least an hour wait.
I can't do that.
Insanity.
Like, I can't do that. Like, some people go, like, the day before their concert is and stuff like that
Yes.
to line up. You're not catching me in a line. I'm 30 years old. Like,
You said elderly, let me through.
like, literally, you didn't see me at Disneyland. I was a fucking nightmare. But you did see me at the Richmond Night Market. Like, I just can't do, like, a fucking line in the sun. Like, I just really can't.
But also because it was raining, everybody for most of the pre-show was under the like walkways. Like nobody was really in their seats because it was raining.
Right.
So everybody was in food lines or in merch lines. Like it was bananas. And Allie and Johnny, who had tickets to the show that didn't get in time, we were like, "We'll go get your merch for you." I was trying to give back. Like we got in for free. Like I can, make some other people's lives easier by making their line a little bit less. Let me use my privilege for the betterment of other people in this moment. So anyway, finally, time comes start to working at the French fry stand, and they're giving us the rundown of the different roles, and they're like, okay, people on registers do this, people scoop the fries. There was no alcohol being sold at this station, so literally all I was doing was the fries would come out of the oil, so somebody else would do the thing, put them in front of me, and I would scoop the fries into a basket, and then I'd put it under the heat lamp. And then if I wasn't scooping fries into a basket to put under the heat lamp, I was like making like chili cheese fries or like buffalo fries.
Yeah.
Just like slinging French fries.
That is so funny.
I do it for 15 minutes and then they'd be like, okay, you can head out and take your break. Like every 15 minutes I was taking a break. I got free food, free French fries all night long, free chicken tenders from other stations. I got like 2 free like sausage hot dog type things, free pizza.
Was it a red snapper?
No, it was not a red. It was a sauce.
Okay.
Free like soft drinks or water, so I didn't have to pay for any of the like $6 drinks. So I literally did not spend a single dime on my own when I was at the concert, and then I found out that I got tips.
Which is, okay, this is starting to get annoying because it's like I spent close to $500 on my ticket. I've spent only $30 on my outfit. And then I bought a clear purse because that's what you need. So that was another $10. I bought earplugs because, again, 30 years old. And then I bought a friendship making kit. So I've already spent like $580. And then I will be driving down to Seattle, paying for parking, getting a hotel, like all of this stuff. So I'm running up like $1,000 bill. Meanwhile, so I'm minus 1,000. City Girl's down 1,000. You're fucking up $50 of tips.
Literally. And like that, like it gets to the point where this, like, this is why I feel bad about the story, because I think it's like iconic in the sense that I like hustled my way into the Taylor Swift concert last minute. It's like very exciting. Like I got into the Taylor Swift concert, but then like the story keeps unfolding and it's like not so cute, but I feel like my
Don't
friends
feel bad. Obviously, you have good karma. Like karma is your girlfriend.
Like my friends were like, a fucking course. Like Nick gets this. Like how does he always swings it? He's so lucky. And it's like, well, but why aren't you mad at like our friend Haley? And it's like because Haley worked for it. So, but no, it like again didn't have to pay for parking. Got in early, and then I literally walked out $50 richer in tips. Like, and for me to drive from like where I live down to like where my friends live, like both ways gas money, I probably put $15 in. So like really at the end of the day, like anyway, amazing. The concert starts and we had made friends with the security guard, and the security guard was like, if at any point you need to go to the bathroom, like don't go wait in the line. I'll just let you into the press room bathroom. So when I was like going to the bathroom, like pre-show or during the show, like I wasn't, not that the boys waiting line was that long anyway.
The guys waiting line isn't even long.
But they would just be like, let us right into the press box, single stall bathroom. And he said, because we had these purple bracelets, we were working so that we could just go stand like in the middle of the aisle, like staircase between like the 2 metal posts, and nobody would say anything to us because they'd see the purple bracelet and just assume that you were doing like security detail. So, like,
you're working at fucking fry station. Like...
And the amount of people that came, must have had at least 10 people come up to me and be like, do you work here? And I'd always be like, ish, and they'd ask me some question I would not know how to answer.
I would have said no to all of those people.
So like I was able to like stand in pretty good seats, but then because of the rain and because I do have a conscience, and I did feel bad that I was maybe standing in some people's like way. I would go back up and stand like behind, like under the overhang, like behind like the wheelchairs or like that section to like
Yeah.
sit and like watch the show from there. But I had a blast. I was
I know you
vibing
did.
the but about halfway through the concert, again, because it was in this monsoon, there was a lot of little kids who were like sleeping or like shivering cold or like kept getting up from their seats because they're young and they need to walk and their energy. But there was this little boy and his mom who came over and they were trying to stand and see the show. So my friend was like, "Hey, why don't you stand in front of us? Like we can both see over him. Like he should be able to see. Like come stand up here." And she was like, "Oh, thank you guys so much. Like he's just really cold from like standing in the rain. Like we're probably just gonna stay here for the rest of the night, or if he's still cold, we'll just end up leaving early." And my friend was like, "Oh," and she had all these friendship bracelets, these Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, and she took one off and just gave it to the little boy and was like, "Here, why don't you have this?" And the mom was so thankful. And my friend was like, "Well, I mean, if like you're not gonna go back to your seats, like let's just trade spots, like joking, like we'll give you our spot, which we had already given them, and you give us your seats." And the woman was like, "You want them? Yeah, you can go have them for sure." And she was like, "Yeah, we're in section like I don't even know, like 120, row 9, seats 1 and 2." So we we went from like the top of the 100 section to like 9 rows from the field. And because we're on the end seats, me, my friend, and then my other friend, the three of us were able to like stuff into these 3 sections. This section on the end of the row, we could see everything. And because it was late in the show, people had left the concert. So we bumped from row 9 all the way down to row 1. So we were just back from the field. So for the final like 3 songs of the show, like we had like this whole area to ourselves, just like jamming as the confetti was falling.
Oh my
It
God.
was unreal. And we were drenched. Like I don't know if people have seen pictures of the show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
It
could
was
probably send
insane.
some
Like the
pictures.
Oh yeah, you should send pictures, but like the piano wasn't isn't working
Well,
anymore.
the she was like trying to like wipe water off the
Yeah,
piano,
and
and it
it's
was like
like flooded.
she was like trying to throw like lawn chairs off the Titanic. Like nothing was gonna
Yeah,
keep this boat from sinking.
truly.
She'd wipe the water off, and it would just like immediately come back on. Or like when she was standing trying to play her guitar, and she's in the spotlight, it was just like everything in the spotlight was just like downpour rain.
It was insane. But I'm hoping that that's not the case for Seattle. I doubt it will because I'm going to be in July, but I will look at the weather cuz I do have a poncho that I will bring if not.
Oh,
But I was going to say
the
like
ponchos don't work.
I was going to say like do you get really cold cuz like what's the temp there?
So yeah, so we did get lucky. It was like mid 60s, but I
I don't
wasn't
know what
cold at
that is in
all. Like
Celsius.
oh well, 20,
I'll look
15.
it up.
I mean, like I would definitely I wouldn't call it warm, but the rain wasn't cold. And because you were dancing so much and singing and
Yeah.
moving around, like I was warm. Like I wasn't cold or shivering, but I had
Yeah.
also had the luxury of basically spending half the show out of the rain. So I
Yeah,
only
yeah,
really
yeah.
had to go experience like the last like 3 sets, so to speak,
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
this downpour. And I was wearing a rain. I was not looking cute. I didn't have my a Taylor
yeah.
Swift outfit.
Whatever.
I had black pants, a black MIT rain jacket, a Boston Bruins ball cap, and I
Yeah.
had the red heart glasses, the red
That's
heart glasses.
so funny.
But like I was just like drenched, but it didn't even matter. It was so awesome. Honestly, the rain made it more fun too. Like I I was incredibly impressed in her ability to like do the entire concert in an absolute downpour. And not even her, like her other dancers, like everybody
Yeah.
else who was involved. I don't know if this is like a spoiler, but there's like part of the show where people are riding bikes on the stage. And I was like, somebody is
No, yeah, yeah,
surely gonna
yeah.
eat shit. And they
Yeah, yeah,
didn't. I
yeah.
was like
Well, no, the
blown
bikes,
away.
even just the dancing, like any
Yeah.
type of turn or anything, I would be scared to
Well,
slip.
anytime that she elevated herself on stage
Yeah,
or she was like
yeah,
on like different props, I was like, how is she not like
yeah. The
sliding off
chairs,
these
like
props?
it's so sketchy. And like I feel like I would be so sick. And like sometimes she's doing it the next day. Like Sunday she was performing again. And
Yeah.
it's like she finishes like past midnight.
Yeah, she went, I think her first, and now mind you, she maybe took like 90 seconds of like interlude where somebody would like guitar solo while she costume changed, or if she was
Yeah,
transitioning between eras, but it was never a long break where she would like get to breathe or like dry off or anything. She was just costume changing.
totally.
And she went from about 8 o'clock, probably just before 8 p.m. to I think she finished her last song at like 11:25. Like she went, yeah.
It's insane. The stamina, like rain or shine,
It
is
was
fucking insane.
it was a spectacle in the best ways. And like I was saying, like when my friend's boyfriend who knows Taylor Swift like isn't like a huge fan or everything, like he could not stop talking about how impressive he was by like
so many
everything.
people have come up to me, not come up to me, but like have talked to me about it. Like, it's actually insane that she's doing 44 songs.
She did 40, yeah, like
Yeah.
I think she did 45 for us.
Yeah.
But it was just like
it's insane. But Kate, I want to know about the music. Like, what was your favorite song that she played?
So like I was obsessed with every part of the
single
show.
Number, yeah.
She like the folklore set was incredible, and it's so funny because I remember when we talked about folklore, like when I made my debut on a podcast, that like it was like, well, it's not a concert album,
it's
but
not a stadium album. I know.
Worked like the props that she had for it. Like when she was doing the one, I was like,
yeah, let's fucking go.
Like the whole thing blended together really well between like the tracks that she chose. I will say, I think that like my most amped moments were the Reputation set. Like when she was doing Don't Blame Me. I don't even know that song that well. Like I was losing.
Well, obviously Rep is, if I had to pick a previous concert to go to, it would be Rep, because that's just a stadium album. But you're right. Like even what's the song that again, fake fan, Are You Ready for It?
Yeah, I love that song. I love that song
that
unironically from the concert. Yeah.
No, that chills, like chills.
No. The whole like the Ready for It transition. And I think that we've talked about this, like Reputation has aged extremely well, but like even Look What You Made Me Do, which got so much shit. I was like, when she was doing that in the show, I was like, the thing about the Taylor Swift concert, which I'm sure everybody else realizes, is that it's not just a concert, it's a 3.5 hour sing along. Like the stadium is chanting back the lyrics nonstop the entirety of the show. Like,
of course.
So you hear her. It's not like she's drowned out by everybody else singing, but like in the moments where she's not singing, it's the background singers. The background singers are really the entire audience because they're just going at it like every song.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It was just an incredible atmosphere. Her doing the 10-minute version of All Too Well, like I know that song like gets its love for her performing it live, but like it was special. The effect she had on the stage to build almost like the scene that she's singing about in the song. The entire stadium knows like the entire 10-minute version of that song. Like these, like the people who go to these shows, myself included, are dedicated to knowing the lyrics, and they are in. So when you hear her singing like All Too Well or Enchanted, they're like, please don't.
Yeah. Someone else.
The stadium is belting it.
The Way I'm Going, Feral.
Yeah. So like those pieces, amazing. The 1989 and Midnight section, phenomenal. And again, she's doing it in the rain. So like when I was texting Torry, like in the build up to her doing Midnight Rain, like I was so ready for Midnight Rain.
Your fave song.
Yeah, I mean, the concert itself is like the tour itself, like the experience is like so special to have gotten the opportunity to go to, and I'm so glad that I was able to, because I've been to like other concerts, and I've been to like large country concerts, and large country concerts are typically like the vibes are debaucherous.
Yeah, of course.
Like you have
I'm from Kamloops, of course. Like
you have packed stadiums, but like every single seat in this house, from the floor up to the nosebleeds, people were standing. People stayed like the entire show. And again, this is in the downpour. Like you didn't have like large swaths of people leaving. In the way that she has designed the show to basically have interludes, like very short interludes, but interludes itself between these different eras. Like people would be like, okay, like I know I have like a minute to 90 seconds. I'm bolting up the stairs right now to go to the bathroom or go get a snack, and come like running right back down. I don't know if people were buying French fries, because the second the show started, you couldn't catch me at the French fry stand. but I did see people with food.
That's so
I
funny.
only snuck back to the French fry stand if it was to take a water.
Like
I
the
was like,
way okay, but like the way I swear to God, I'm not peeing or eating during that. Like I'm gonna like dehydrate myself so I don't have to pee. And then I'm gonna like eat a huge meal at like 3 p.m.
like people were not leaving until the
I'm
end in the
not
rain.
leaving
Like
because what song would I go during? Because
and that's what it is. It's like what
I'm not the 90-second interlude girly. I'm not running up those stairs. Like
yeah,
so I can't.
I went I think twice, but both times I didn't have to wait in line. It like I was
Yeah,
cheating the
you
system.
were in the
But
fucking press box.
I
Whatever.
would go in between like sets when like some guy was like ripping on a guitar,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
it was like the fade out of a song and nobody was singing and she was transitioning, just like the stage she has built, the holograms that she has, the different sets that she has to create a different environment for every album. Like you truly felt like, oh, I'm in Folklore, oh, I'm in Evermore, oh, this is Reputation, oh, this is Speak Now, or
Yeah.
whatever, like 1989, like you could feel
The
the
shift.
change in tone,
Yeah.
the mood.
Well, that's something that I've always really admired about Taylor is how she knows her work. Like she is versed
Oh
in
my
the
god,
world. Like
yeah,
even when she's like doing the hand
yeah,
chart for like Fearless and stuff like that, which is what she or like dancing around in circles, it's like just those types of things like I don't
and,
know. She just knows it really, really well,
and she knew how to
obviously.
work the stage too for people on the floor to feel like no matter where they were on the floor that she wasn't like
Yeah.
favoring a side of the audience. And I don't
I've
know
seen her do that, like where she's also the people with like obstructed views, she'll like
yeah,
go over there. Like that's so
well,
nice.
and that's
Like
part of like again why I was like feeling guilty is like I know people who were sitting in the like obstructed view section and were like pumped that they had tickets, and I was like, I don't even have a
it's
fucking
okay, Nick.
ticket.
Like it's
and,
okay to
and I'm like looking at their view, and it's like they can't even see like the huge backside of the
I
stage, but
know
they're
they
able to
I
watch it.
know.
They're able to watch like essentially her performance when they can't physically see her on all
On
these
a
screens.
screen.
And then when
Yeah.
she moves out onto the really long like runway, see her from there too. But
Yeah.
the concert itself of like just standing in the crowd of wherever your seat was, even if you can't see her that well, like you are you are surrounded by like partying and excitement and fans that it didn't even matter because you were having a great time no matter where you were, because if you're a fan, you're a fan. And what I thought was really interesting is like at the end of the show, like you'd look down and like people on the floor might be leaving a little early to try to get to their cars, but nobody up in the nosebleed 300 section is leaving at all. Like those are the real
The
ones. Like
true fucking
to me, like
fans.
I'm not exactly scared of heights, but like at least in Gillette, or I'm sure most stadiums, like up in those stream sections, it feels pretty steep. Like I'm pretty
Oh,
nervous like
I've been
standing
seeing the
and
TikToks
dancing.
and I am scared of heights and I would not be caught dead up there. Like
Yeah, like
truly, truly. Like when it's like just literally like a drop off. Also, I'm a little nervy because I also am scared of crowds. So I'm like a little nervous for the
well, it's
concert,
gonna
but
be crowds.
I know, I know. I just don't like crowd crush or
Mhm.
like being touched by random people or like whatever. But
Yeah,
I will try my fucking best for Taylor Swift, Taylor Allison Swift.
but yeah, it was. If you can scam your way in, like people, if look, this is a call to action. People like me who don't have tickets, don't give up hope. I
Yeah.
literally got my volunteer pass to like formally
The
get into
night
the show
before,
the
like
Saturday morning.
yeah,
Like I had
yeah.
received word that there was a good chance I'd be able to go like officially on Friday.
Yeah.
But Saturday morning was when I was like, I got the pass. Like I'm getting into the show.
It
Like
was a fucking whirlwind being in
and
that group
and
text.
the woman who I like volunteered for was like, yeah, if you ever want to come back for like another concert or a Patriots game, like just let us know 10 days in advance. She was like, there's a show in August for Beyonce, like let me know. And I was like, wait a minute, I can do this whole thing again for Beyonce. And she was like, yeah, concerts are exactly like this every time. Like once the performer's on, nobody comes and gets food. Football games are a little bit different, so you might not be able to see as much of the game. But like concerts are like this. If you ever have a show you want to come do, and I
Oh
was
my
like,
god, you love Beyonce and you love the Pats.
yes, I was. I was like, wait, this is like a gig because the and so anyway, the show ends obviously.
Okay, just wait. Before you get to the end, you have to talk about your 2 surprise songs.
Oh.
And then you can talk about your adventure
Right.
home.
So again, you've seen the TikToks, I'm assuming. So I
Yes.
was at Gillette the night where the surprise songs were Question and Invisible. Question is a stadium banger.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
regardless of what your opinion of that song is, like on the album,
You
it
know
is
it's a Kaylor
yeah,
song, though.
yeah. It honestly, Tori, like when we talked about Midnights and we were like spiraling into what Question meant, that's all I can attribute that song to now. Is like that's what that song is to me. But
Yes.
the song is fun. It is light.
Yeah.
It is when she goes into like, can I ask you a question? My tone was off there, but like the stadium is, and she was like, have you ever? And then 10 seconds later, they were clapping too. Like the stadium was literally like clapping. Like it was like an uproar of clapping. What? And then the stadium callback is like, what did you do? Like it was,
Oh, God. That
un-
sounds like so much fucking
it
fun.
was, and again, she's in the rain and she's playing the guitar and she had to stop like 20-30 seconds into the song because she was like, is this even working? Like, and she literally was like, guys, like, my fingers are so pruned. Like, I'm not sure this is gonna work, but we're just gonna do it. I have this rule that if I mess up a secret song, I'm allowed to do it again. So she literally like started over the thing, and the audience was like all in. It was incredible. And it's just her and a guitar in the spotlight. She's dripping
Yeah.
wet. The rain at that point in the show, like, had turned into a torrential rain. Like it was rainy the entire show. The last hour was like torrential monsoon. I was actually surprised that she didn't try to wrap us up early or they didn't say anything. But like the fact that she did that, she kept joking that it was like singing in a shower. And I'm like, yeah, she performed
Yeah.
in a shower. Like that's what she did.
Literally.
Like,
Literally.
people
I
dream of
can't believe that.
performing in their showers by themselves. Like Taylor Swift performed in a shower, a whole ass performance, not just like an in your head performance in front of
Yeah.
70,000 people. So
Like the biggest
she did
performance.
that. It smashed, and I will now love that song even more now. And then she did Invisible from debut, which I was
Yes.
pumped about because even though it's a slower song, like anytime you can get Taylor to bring back some debut stuff, it feels special. And she said it's the first
100%.
time that she's ever performed that song live since like her original time. She's like, this is the first time I've ever done it. It's like weird the first time that you ever do a song that you wrote when you were like 13. And she's like trying to clear the water off the piano, trying to play the piano. And then I guess I saw some of the stuff from last night that like she tried to play Red on the piano and the piano was just like haunted,
Just,
like making its own noise. She was like,
yes.
okay, look, I'm gonna have to do this on the guitar.
She did it on the guitar, which Red on the guitar is like really cool. Invisible, I straight up, I'll have to listen to it. Again, fake fan. I literally don't remember what it listens like or sounds like, but you're right. A song from debut is really, really special. And it's like the 13th track of her first album. Like, that's fucking cool.
What was really special to me about it wasn't even her necessarily doing it. And I ended up knowing a lot more of that song than I thought. Like, I don't know how that song like was
It
entrenched
probably
like
just
in my
comes back to
brain.
you.
But the
Yeah.
second she hit the chorus, I was like, oh, I know this entire chorus. Like I can belt this out. But
Yeah.
my friend who again got us the tickets, and at this point in the show we had been upgraded to these like incredible seats. That is her favorite song off debut, and was telling her boyfriend about it again, and he knows how to play the keyboard, and he learned how to play Invisible on the keyboard
Stop.
for her, and he learned how to play another one of her songs on the keyboard for her, like leading up to like the week of the show, because she wasn't able to go to the concert until the week of, and she was really sad about it. So when she announced that she was going to be playing Invisible, like she was like breaking down into
And
happy tears,
tears.
and it was just
Oh,
like I was so happy for her because like I wouldn't have got into the show without her doing all the
of
legwork.
course. Of
I was like
course.
in the backpack, okay, ready to go.
Literally.
It was really cool like for her to get that, and then for like me to know the lyrics and for other people around us like to know the lyrics and have her play it on the piano again in the spotlight of a downpouring rain. And like the rain kind of fit the mood of that song to me. It like just was like really cool. And I think if we need more evidence to prove that Taylor Swift is just a genius, like the fact that she plays 2 secret shows at every concert to make every single person who buys a ticket to her concert to feel like special, to
I
like
know,
they can
unique.
they can identify like, oh, I was at the show that played these secret songs, or like I was at the show that played these secret songs. Like even though you went to like the Gillette show, like you went to a different type of Gillette show, regardless of, like I can say I went to the Rain show at Gillette, but like even though that was when I was at, like these songs were different. Everybody gets different songs. You can like psych yourself up for what songs you want to listen. You can feel now it's more special attachment to the songs for the show that you were at. It's just like genius in marketing, and that she has the discography to be able to do it.
100%. For my show in Seattle on the Saturday, it is Haim's first opening show, so I'm assuming I'm gonna get No Body No Crime.
Well, so I'll say that because I was with Phoebe Bridges, she brought Phoebe out to do Nothing New, and it wasn't a secret song. Like she just brought, because she brought Phoebe Bridges out to do it, because she was like, if everybody goes out for Phoebe, and Phoebe literally like rose from a stage and then descended into the stage, like she popped up and then left. It was so cool, but she did that. So I actually think that with Haim, like she'll swap a song out to do No Body No Crime, opposed to it being a secret song, because she didn't count Nothing New as a secret song. I will say I did have a moment of a lot of nervousness when we were transitioning to folklore, because I'm not on TikTok, so like my understanding of like I didn't know the track list order. I knew a few things, like I knew the second song and I knew her final song, and I knew she did secret songs, but I didn't know the track order so much. So I didn't know when she sprinkled the secret songs in. And I didn't know if she announced that it was a secret song, or you just knew that because you were like a real fan. And the intro to her starting her folklore set is a spoken word of her reading lyrics from Seven. And when I thought that Seven was going to be my secret song, let me just tell you, like, there wasn't
song.
There wasn't a lot of frustration. There was actually no frustration for me the whole night. But when I was like, am I really going to get fucking Seven as my secret song?
That song.
I was a bitter Betty who had no right to be. But I was like, and my friend turned to me and she was like, oh, Seven, your least favorite off folklore. And I was like, at least it's not Epiphany. Like that was in the moment.
All of a sudden she's like, Hoax is up next.
like in the moment, I could only rationalize my anger as like, at least it's not Epiphany.
Yeah, like literally.
But then thank God she didn't sing it. It was just like the intro to it. She was like, high up in the trees. I was like, you better shut the fuck down and come down from that tree right now.
Yeah. Because it says that there's 7 and a red intro, and then obviously there's the intro that's like, I am Taylor and I was born in 1989.
Yeah.
Fearless, midnight, like that one.
Yes. But the folklore one was like a 60 seconds of this spoken word into Seven. I really thought it was going to be the secret song.
Damn.
And we were nervous. Like, could you imagine if I had went and I got the secret songs of like anything featuring Ed Sheeran or Seven? Like, I feel bad for those people who have the later on shows that are going to get, and I'm sure the last show is going to get like high quality songs, but if you're like the third to last weekend, you're going to get paid dust.
Literally, oh my God, I'm dead. Yeah, you're right, because every song that she's done with Ed Sheeran has been like a fucking flop. Like
I could have done Endgame, like just the chorus. Like, I feel like that could have been a fun intro, but like, I don't want those as my secret songs.
No, I'm scared too. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm fucking scared. She's already done a lot of the songs that I would want, like Death by a Thousand Cuts.
She was introducing one of her songs, and people were like, Death by a Thousand Cuts.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I know she's done that one because of Torry.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, pour one out for my Eras Tour experience. I'm just really nervous. I would really love like The Last Great American Dynasty.
She sings that. So she sang that at the show. And I thought that was a secret song too. And then my friend was like, no, she doesn't. So she also did Mastermind.
Oh no, it is. Sorry, it is on the set list. I'm looking at the set list right now.
But Torry, you had highlighted something from our last time, and you didn't highlight Mastermind, but Mastermind is on the set list because I was pumped.
No, you're right. Mastermind is on the set list, and this was just my bad reading. And The Last Great American Dynasty.
And she swapped out something to do the one, which I was like, thank God, that's my song.
Yeah. She what did she swap out? Because Invisible String. She swapped out Invisible String.
Oh, I really like that one too, so I've been fine with.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer the one to Invisible String, but it would have been okay.
Yeah. So if you look at our Fuck, Marry, Kill from this fall, actually you got 14 of 16 songs.
Which 2 did I not get?
Cardigan and No Body, No Crime.
But they do Cardigan. She did Cardigan
Oh
because
yeah,
she
you're
did the
right.
bridge.
Okay.
And
Oh my God. Am I fucking
she,
illiterate?
so when she started doing Cardigan, I was standing up. I wasn't standing on the stairs. And she started doing Cardigan. I was like, I'm getting on these stairs for that bridge. I am screaming this bridge with everybody around me.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's insane. Okay, so you actually just missed No Body, No Crime.
Yep.
She sings the rest of them. She's done Snow on the Beach and You're on Your Own Kid as secret songs.
And I
But you
think that I
actually
had
have to
talked about like
listen to
one of my
those.
hard cuts was Question, and she did it for me. So
Literally. Yeah, your hard cuts were The Last Great American Dynasty, Mirrorball, Gold Rush, 'Tis the Sam Season.
and she did Tis the Damn Season, which I was
Yeah.
surprised about.
And Question was one of your hard cuts. So wild. I really hope we get like a False God or an Afterglow.
Those were the two that I like.
Daylight.
She did, I think, He Knows last night, and I would have lost my mind if she had done that. But
I love that song.
if I had to like pick the ones off Lover that she's not already doing, those are the two that I would have said. I would have said False God or Afterglow.
Yeah, because you probably would have a live not
Yeah.
trombone. Is it trombone?
Saxophone,
No.
I think.
Saxophone.
It's a
Yeah.
saxophone.
You would have a
Trombones aren't
live
sexy. Saxophones are sexy.
Yeah, or like sexy. Like you would definitely have a saxophone player
also
there, and like that'd be unreal.
I remember watching. It was like right after Lover got released. She did the Saturday Night Live performance of False God.
Yes.
It was like even better than the one on the album. It was like
100%.
so. I'm like I would crush to hear that in concert. So whoever gets that one, congratulations to you.
Yeah. No,
Enchanted was
unreal.
amazing. I'm sure after Speak Now gets released in July, there's going to be more Speak Now songs into the set list. I feel like she's strategically waiting for that one to get released to like build more hype around it. Maybe in the shows leading
up. I think you're right. Maybe the shows leading up to it and then right after. I think you're right because it seems like she's done the least of Speak Now and Debut, which like makes sense as her oldest albums.
Yeah.
But for sure when Speak Now is coming out, I'm sure she'll do a lot from there.
I just was like shocked that she wasn't even doing like Mine or Mean because those feel like stadium bangers. But yeah, like it was just great. I was 10 out of 10, 100 out of 10 experience. Like in even like for the like people who just got in, or like I had like people that I worked with today who didn't get home from the show until like 3 a.m. that were like worth it. Like it didn't even matter. Like it was, you get such a bang for your buck because of how many songs she does and how just she works the stage. And it was just,
No, you're right. I keep thinking about like the crowds and driving home and stuff like that. And I'm like nervous and like annoyed already, but you're right. I'm going to be on such a high. I won't care. And you're right. It is bang for your buck because her next album or her next tour will probably just be one album. And obviously you do get older songs. Like she's always played older songs. I think every artist does, but like you're not getting this extent. So like I really am glad that we're doing this.
This is a type of tour that I feel like artists do
when they're
late
retiring
in their career, right?
Yes.
It's like they're like comeback tour and they do like all of their bangers, but you don't get them at their height. Like that's what you're getting in this tour. You're getting the artist's entire discography. You're getting a like comeback type of tour for somebody at the top of their game.
100%.
It was just like so special to be a part of it. Everybody who goes, again, even if you're not a huge Taylor Swift fan, I think like find enjoyment out of it. Like the amount of volunteers again who were there, who were like literally there to volunteer and not there because they like Taylor Swift. Like you could just look around and see all the people just like watching her show the entire time or like recording parts of her show.
Totally. I've seen that on TikTok a lot where a lot of like security guards and stuff like that either got the job because they like Taylor Swift or have found a newfound appreciation for Taylor Swift because of it.
There was this girl at the show whose job was to like sell drinks, and at like early on in the show she came and stood behind us, and for like 4 songs she just stood there and sang. So I turned to her and I was like, did you get this job just to come to the concert? And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna sell the rest of these drinks and then I'm gonna go hide this box and just go crawl into the crowd, and then I'm quitting.
That's fucking hilarious.
She was like, what about you? I was like, yeah, I got this job this morning and I will be leaving later.
I love that.
As a volunteer, you weren't supposed to like record anything on your phones. Like a few volunteers got yelled at for recording things, and meanwhile, I was like in the mosh pit with the
I was
crowd, like
just gonna say
recording shit.
all your fucking Snapchats.
Literally.
Like that's so fucking funny. Okay, and you said you saw someone at Gillette steal like 6 lavender haze beer taps, and I was like, fuck, I should go take one because I could probably sell it for $200. Little did I know I could have just collected water because people online are selling Eras Tour Rain from the show. And I've seen people sell the confetti too.
Yeah, there were people hunting for confetti at the end.
Yeah.
But it didn't work for us because it all got so wet that like when you even tried to scoop it up, it like it didn't like it like shriveled. Like there were girls who had confetti all over their like clear ponchos that were like, I'm gonna save it. I was like, it's done so. It's biodegradable.
By the time you get home, that's just gonna be like watercolor paint. Like
yeah, they had these lavender haze like specialty like beer taps, and I literally saw this man run down the stairs to the floor with like 6 of them in his hand, and I was like, geez. And in my head, he like passed by the time I was processing this. I was like, I should have like pulled the employee card and been like, give me those. Just taken all of them for myself.
Also, I really want to have a lavender haze beer. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would say I didn't drink at all the concert. I had like 4 waters, and I was having the time of my life.
Oh, I'm going sober because I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to overindulge or anything. Yeah. Like I'm not having any. And remember, I don't want to pee, so I'm not. Like I'm literally not drinking anything.
Be smart. I've been to like a country show before where like one of the guys I went with was like toasted by the time Luke Bryan had even come on stage. This was back like Luke Bryan's hype. People like don't judge.
Totally. If I was at like a music festival or something like that, of course I'm indulging. But like if I'm going to a concert like this, I'm not drinking. I want like good pictures. I want to enjoy every song. I don't want to like be dumb enough to pee or throw up or like be hungover, like whatever. I want to experience everything.
So. Especially if people need to think about this. Especially for those of you who are going to be waiting in 2 hours of traffic afterwards. Like, you don't want to be peeing in the car. Like, just friendly reminder as somebody who didn't have to wait in traffic.
Yeah, literally. I know. Your night was, like, literally perfect.
So because we got shuttled in and out, the concert ended. There was, like, a little bit of, like, by a little bit of cleanup, I mean, like, I went back to the place, got my stuff, got my tips, and then I walked to the bus to shuttle me home. So the bus, like, shuttled us out by all of the traffic. We got to our car because we weren't on the main road because we were in the volunteer lot. We had back roads with no traffic. I was literally laying down in bed, like, blanket pulled up, phone plugged in, eyes closed by 12:20.
Like, that's insane. So, like, 50 minutes. That's fucking crazy. Ugh, I'm so happy for you.
It was 10 out of 10. I don't think anything will ever top that in my life, and I hope that all of you people who deserve that luck as well get it in some fashion or another. I've used up, I think, all my good karma luck for the year, and it was well worth it. It was well worth it.
No, manifest more.
You're right.
Yeah, if anybody is at the Seattle show, the Saturday show, I'll be there. Come say hi. I know Jenna from Date Card Pod is going to be there, and I'm going to be with 3 girly pops that have been on the pod, Dana, Courtney, and Lisa. So come say hi to us. We'll have friendship bracelets. I should make RTBP ones.
You really should, Torry, because people were trading friendship bracelets like they were currency at the show. Like,
I ordered my kit. Yeah. I ordered my kit today because I said as soon as I'm back from all my travels, I'm going to start making my bracelets while I watch Vanderpump Rules.
And who knows, it could get you a seat upgrade. If you use it on the right person.
Yeah, it could get me some listeners or, I don't know, a new friend or something. I'm already in a Swifties in Seattle Facebook Messenger group.
Yes.
Like from a like TikTok comment thread. So, yeah.
And I'll have to see if my friend has any interest in going to the Beyonce show. But if she doesn't, and any Boston local people would be interested in slinging some French fries for a few hours pre-Beyonce, let me know. Maybe I'll be interested in attending with somebody.
And a few hours seems like a loose term.
Yeah, it was like 4:30-ish to like 7-ish.
Like, that's actually a fucking joke. Whatever. No, that's awesome. I'm super happy for you. Okay, Nick, this was really fun.
Yeah, I'm
Catching
glad to
up
come
on your
share
Eras
and talk
tour.
about Taylor's. It feels like the proper accumulation to the Taylor Swift saga that we've been going on because she always
Yeah.
gets me on the pod.
No, I know, but you should come on for a normal episode just to shoot the shit. Also, we should do a Speak Now
That's a good
episode
plan.
because that makes a lot of sense. And are we doing a folklore round third year anniversary
Oh, I think we have to
re-listen?
wait till 4. You know what? Here's my theory, Tori. Is
Yeah.
she's recording a documentary of this tour? She has to be. Like
Yeah.
I am positive
It
that she's
has to be
doing it.
because this is like, again, you're right, a capstone tour for an artist.
So whenever she posts this shit on Disney Plus or some nonsense, I wonder if she'll get the like Hannah Montana Best of Both Worlds type treatment where she gets like a movie or like the Justin Bieber My World. Remember like when people
No.
would do concert things and they'd go in theaters?
Yeah, I
Do you
remember
think that could happen for
yes,
this?
I went to both the Best of Both Worlds and the My World one in 3D. Uh in
Oh my god, I
3D
hope
and
that this is in IMAX.
yeah, like literally it was in 3D and it was a fucking good time because every time like Justin or Miley would reach like into the crowd, it looked like they were reaching at you.
That is
Honestly,
so
again, 10 out of 10
2010s 3D.
experiences. Yeah, like,
I
it was
bet you
very
that
2010s.
I wonder if Taylor would. I bet you she'd get paid a shit ton from like Disney Plus to put it on their streaming service. But I almost wonder if she would. She would, in
Or
quotes, take
Netflix.
take the risk of putting it in theaters because I do think it would probably make a killing in theaters from the Swifties.
100%. There's no way I think that any of her endeavors flop. Like, I think every time they're going to be moneymakers. I think it's so smart to put in theaters. Unless she continues dating Maddie Healy, I really do feel like it's like all uphill from here. Or all whatever, upwards. And you know what I'm saying.
So I think that maybe when that comes out, we do a watch party and
Yeah, yeah,
pod
yeah.
then.
That sounds lovely.
But
That
you'll
sounds
definitely be
lovely.
hearing from me in about 2 months when I speak
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I hope again we should not cover
Speak
the
now, the
circle
long
and the
con sessions.
traders. Yeah, literally. But something else will come up, I'm sure. Can you tell the listeners where they can find you and anything else you want to plug?
So you can find me at the French fry booth in Gillette near 130.
Oh my god, that was the grossest laugh. Like
Come
editing
say
that
hi
out.
to me potentially on August 1st.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But otherwise you can find me on Twitter at Nick Drinkwater. I still have the Twitter app not downloaded, so I'm really bumming Twitter on Safari. So like I don't see a whole lot there.
Literally, it's basically just tweets I send you.
And then you can find me on Instagram at I think it's just Drinky11. This is big news. This is big news for real ones of the pod. I'm thinking of breaking my 5-year beef with Instagram.
With Instagram? No, because you can't do that because then if you do that, I have to do that.
Because it will have been somebody called me out recently for not posting on Instagram after they followed me. And I was like, well, I didn't tell you to follow me. You just followed me and then gave me shit. But the middle of June will be my 5 years since not posting on Instagram. So I'm thinking of the caption of like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And then have 2 pictures from 2018, 19, well, the end of 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, and the start of 2023. So I have like my 10 picture reel of like what I've been up to the last 5 years to kind of like relaunch my brand on Instagram.
Okay,
But I'm still debating because
because
I don't know how petty I want to be against Instagram. So I'm kind of still like feeling things out.
Okay, I love that. I think that's super creative. But this is the problem, and this is what this always gets me because I think, oh, I should start posting on Instagram too. But what gets me is that you have to continue to post on Instagram. Because if you do one post and then you ghost again, that's not a good look. Like,
But I think so. It leaves a little intrigue. A little people are like, oh,
that's
what's he been up
true.
to for the last 5 years? You get a little spritz of what I've been up to, and then I'm like, Taylor Swift reputation era again.
Like you should just clear all the pictures, put a picture of a snake, and call it a day. No,
Which
but
would be
like
off brand for me.
like, but literally though, I post on stories and I put all my stories into highlights, and guess what? That's basically the same as a grid post. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
happy
thinking
with that.
Instagram's changed since I posted it because like reels are really what dominate now. So I'm
Yeah.
worried that if I post this picture slide, I'm only gonna get like 40 notices, and
Oh,
I can't.
Kate, that's the other thing. If I got like under 100 likes, like I literally would off myself. So like,
Like I can't have like
I
a
can't do
flop
it.
comeback.
No, I would need to have like I only have like 300 followers on my personal account, but I would need all 300 people to like that picture. And if it wasn't that, I would be
You're like,
sad.
I need the like notification that says Drinky 11 has posted for on Instagram for the first time in a while. So like people who don't even know me are like, oh, and then they pity
But
like it.
okay, that's another fear of mine because I would fucking hate that if it was like Torry Aiden hadn't posted in a while. It's like, why? Because you have a loser life. Like I just can't do this. I really can't do this. So I'm gonna stick to the stories.
So yeah, no, you should give me a follow. Give me a follow for like 3 weeks to build to see if it happens. Think of it as like a Taylor Easter egg. Like when you think that Taylor's gonna like release that book that all of you have pre-ordered, expecting it to be her. That's what you should do. Follow my Instagram to like pre-order to see if I post on like June 12th. Just gonna
I'm
just throw it out there.
dead. I'm dead. I love the book tie-in.
And then I think that's the only place that's worth following me.
Oh yeah, because you're not on Twitter, so just
And tell
Insta.
Tori to add me to the RTBP Discord.
Oh yeah, I will. I
And
will.
you can find me there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I should. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on. And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Nick for joining me on today's episode. Shout out to all of the key players in this episode, Johnny and Allie, and both of Nick's friends, the boyfriend and girlfriend volunteer duo. Like, all the best to all of you. But I hope you are all safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Tori, and I'm ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.